Hi guys, we're back at Smash Fishing. We got a beautiful day today. It's the third day of the foraging tides. We can't get ormers now because the days are over, but it's still got quite a low tide, so I'm going to go for a little bit of a mooch around. I've got my foraging hook, I've got the rake with me, and we might be able to get a few cockles. So we're going to have a little look around, then we'll move off down to the lobster holes later on and see what we can find. Maybe a few creatures along the way. It's Smash Fishing, baby! Woo! First cockle of the day. You beauty. That's what we're after. We're just raking the first 2 inches of the sand, and seems to be some really nice sized ones. So what I'm going to do is rake around a bit more and hopefully we can get a good abundance of them. Beast. Finding some beauties. Any of that sort of size, that's not what we want. We want them about 1 inch or bigger. So that's a perfect size for eating. As you can see, it doesn't take long to start racking up a few. Some really nice size ones, good average size, and that's about the limit. I won't take any smaller than that. Beauties. Good exercise as well doing this on a beautiful day. We've had ice cold conditions lately, so it's nice to get out and do a bit of cockle foraging. Lovely sized cockles. Little shore crabs. Seem to be quite a few around here. Ow! That's not very nice, is it? That's it, get yourself back in there, mate. It's not you I'm after these bad boys. Beauty. God, I love doing this. This is just like my childhood. Going down the beach with my dad, collecting a load of cockles. You get a nice feed, and what I'm going to be doing is purging these overnight. It's always best to do that. You can eat them off the beach, but sometimes you can get them when they're really sandy inside, and that's really not what you want. You want them nice and clean. You can put some porridge oats in as well. I've heard of people doing that, but I just like to put a bit of fresh seawater and then just leave them purge overnight, and at night you can see them all coming out and filtering through the water. I'll give you a shot of that later on tonight if I don't fall asleep. Loads of little baby ones. It's always a good sign for the future. The good thing about this is you're only raking the first inch of the sand, so it doesn't do any harm to the beach. It's just, you're just disturbing the sand a bit. When the tide comes in, you would never even know you were there. So perfect. And then you get a little feed out of it as well. There's not a huge amount of cockles here, but there's enough for you to get a feed if you're willing to put the work in, that's for sure. Oh, that's a beast. That's a beauty sized cockle, that one. Look at that. That's got to be best part of 1.5 inches wide, that. That's the beauties we want. This right here, this is a female shore crab. See it blowing bubbles there. That's how they oxygenate themselves out of the water. So I'm going to put her right here. What she'll do is just bury herself down so she's out of the way of the birds. The size of some of these are proper cockles. There's some monsters there. That's probably some of the biggest I've found. Shows they've grown over the years, because me and Sam came here 2 years ago in a video and they were about this size. So it just shows we've got a whole generation of from tiny all the way up to the big adults like this. Lovely job. Oh mother, look at that. Cracking size ones. That one there is a bit too small, so you can see about under 1 inch, that one. So all I do is just chuck him back in the sand, it'll be just fine. There you go guys, you can see I've done a very small patch there, but just going through it really lightly, just on the top of the sand. Look at that, got a fairly decent amount of cockles there. We will get some more as we come up, but I'm going to head down the beach now and just see what we can find. See if we can find any new cool creatures, or possibly a lobster if we can get to the holes. I love coming through little pools like this. Don't know if you can see how many baby fish are in here. Thousands of them. Never know what you're going to come up across around stuff like this. So I'm in just a big trap pool. There could be flatties trapped in here, there could be anything. I've found plaice and sole in here before. Another way to find cockles, sometimes just like that, they're just laying on top of the sand. Lovely sized cockle, still got his tongue out. These little things right here guys, see, like a little bush hanging out the sand. You find them all over sandy beaches. These are called sand masons. I believe it's a form of worm. Awesome to see. They build these little tubes and that's how they filter out from the water. Awesome. Tiny little clamshell there. It's really hot today. Surprised me when I seen the forecast. They give persistent rain for this afternoon, and look at it, it's completely blue skies and warm. Lately I've been wearing 2 jumpers and a coat to go foraging, and my hands have just been stiff, but today it's like middle of summer. All the birds are out, loving life, baby. Hell yeah. Oh, that's a beauty. Look at that, tongue hanging out and everything. Yum. There's always something fascinating about just going through the puddles and looking at all the different species. Find all sorts, from baby ormers, sea anemones, to got the exanthro crabs, different sorts of seaweeds. You just never know what you're going to come across just foraging around like this. I'm not looking for anything in particular. It's just nice to go out and just look for all the little species and see if you can find anything you've never seen before. Little cushion star there, broadclaw porcelain crab. It's a massive amount of this sea squirts here. Check that out. I'm not sure what species they are. If you know, guys, leave them in the comments. Definitely a sea squirt. Look at that. Hey. But yeah, I've never seen that before. And that's why it's always good to just go out to little spots and just find the little creatures. Because you always find something you've never seen before. That tide's not going very low at the moment. I'm hoping it will go low enough for me to get to the big lobster hole. Fingers crossed. We've still got 40 minutes to low tide, so there's always a chance. So all I'm doing is just going around the big rocks really, and just having a poke around, see if anything wants to jump out. And we'll probably end up going for a swim trying to catch it. Nothing in the lobster hole today. That was surprising. Good thing about knowing where lobster holes are is that after the Ormer tides, a lot of the lobsters will be trying to find holes instead of going under the rocks. So it's a lot easier to find them. But not today. Looks like that rain's catching up to me. Just having a mooch around a few more holes. That wind's starting to come up a little bit as well. So I'm just having a little quick check and we'll go get some more clams and then we're off for a cook up tomorrow. No luck on the lobster front. I've been through all of that now. You can see where the Ormer forages have been. They didn't flip the rocks back in this spot. Bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Let's go get some more clams. Just walking along here. Look at that. Because we've had some big winds lately, the cockles have just been washed up. So easy pickings for me. I was just walking along to see if we can find any razor clam holes or even gapers. But we're coming across cockles. There we go, guys. Just going to give you a little show of the Guernsey oyster beds. This is where they farm the oysters from really small hatchlings all the way up to adults. Check that out. They raise them in the thousands. I'll show you all the different stages. Those ones are about 1.5 to 2 inches. And then you got some that are about 3 inches there. Hope you can see these right in the camera. Absolutely thousands of them. And this is why I don't mind taking like different shellfish like clams and stuff from this beach. It's because we know it's good water. There you go, there's the juveniles. See, about as big as my thumb. Absolutely tiny they are. Then we got even smaller. And what these do, because they're elevated in the water column, they get the best of all the algae and the plankton and all the stuff that they can filter out to feed on. And these are some bigger ones. Check those out. Those are about 2 or 3 inches, those ones. Really cool to see. And as you can see, there's quite a big bed, but a lot's been taken off. So they've obviously been harvesting the bigger ones. So it's just rack after rack of oysters. Look at those. Those ones are absolutely tiny. Just generations. I suppose that's why they do it, is so they've got a constant cycle of them getting bigger and bigger. And I think these ones are close to the eating size that they do. I think they grow them to about 4 inches and then they harvest them, because when I've seen them at the festivals over here and like the Harbour Carnival and that, they've always got them about 4 inches, nice and clean. These ones look very close to that size. Awesome. You can see how some of it's been damaged in the storm, so needs a bit of repair by the look of it. But still, the oysters look like they're doing good. And look at those. Those are definitely harvest size. Beauty size oysters. Wow. Just thousands of them. Awesome to see though. That's the oyster beds. They've got a few different ones in Herm and over here. Great to see. One cockle down. Gonna carry on here for a few minutes, guys. That tide's gonna kick me out of here soon. it doesn't have to whip up this beach, so you got to be a bit careful. That's it guys, that was my last little haul. It's going to start raining in a minute. So as you can see, got a good amount of cockles there. There's some really big ones as well. Beautiful size. And that is exactly what we're after. I can't believe some of the size of these, they're absolutely massive. So what I'm going to do is go home and then I'll show you how I like to purge them. There we go guys, back in the garden now, and all I've got is just my little aerator from my live box. And all you got to do is that, it's as simple as that. Just get that in the shed and we'll leave that overnight. If I remember tonight, what I'll do is I'll come out and I'll show you what it's like when they're breathing in all the water and filtering themselves. But that's just my preferred way of purging cockles. As you see, got quite a few there for a nice cook up tomorrow. Yum! There you go guys, don't know if you can see there. You can see them with their siphons out. I've turned the pump off for now just while I'm filming. Just wanted to show you what it looks like. And in a light you can see a little, almost like a golden eye when you put a torch on. So when you're here, when you're going out at night time, you can see them. That. Awesome little creatures. And if I just move them around a bit, you can see how much dirt and sort of crud that's come out of them. And this was really fresh when I left the beach. So it just shows, it's always good to purge them. Got our fresh cockles here now guys, we're back in the kitchen. Gonna give these a nice old rinse off with some fresh water. And that's just to get all of the sand out. If I get the bucket, and you can see, this is 40 hours I purged these for. And you can see how much grit and dirt came out of them. So perfect really. All you gotta do is just wash them off, make sure you're getting all of the grit out. And then we're on to cooking. What we have here, some fresh onion, chopped pretty coarsely really, and we got a few mushrooms as well. What I'm going to do is just crush up a clove of garlic and get that ready as well. Just while my butter's melting, all I'm going to do is put some boiling water in this pot, just enough to cover the clams over, and what we're going to do is just boil them till they open and then take them straight out and deshell them. Beautiful clams. There you go guys, that's what they look like. And it will only take a couple of minutes for these to start opening. So once they've all opened, I'll quickly take them off, put them back in the strainer, and we can take them out of the shells. Got our butter melting nicely now. Once that gets melted, we get our fresh bacon in there. And then once that's fried, we get all our other ingredients. All we're doing is just frying our bacon up so it goes a little bit crispy, because that's how I tend to like it, nice and crispy. And once I get a little bit of browning on there, we'll start adding the onions and the mushrooms. Can't be a fish dish without a bit of smoked paprika in there. Get that little bit of spice going. Yum. And this is going to sweat down nicely now until the clams are done. And then once we de-shell them, we'll get the clams in here as well. Full smash Ramsay. What we got here, a bit of black pepper. Can't go wrong with a bit of black pepper. And a little bit of sea salt in there. Job done. As you can see, most of the cockles are open now. Looking absolutely delicious. So what I'm going to do is get these in the strainer and we'll start taking the meat out of the shells. Beautiful. Got a fair few cockles there. Look at them. They look absolutely delicious. And that's why it's always good to get the ones that are about an inch or bigger, because then you get a good healthy bit of meat out of there. Now it's for the easy part. All you got to do is get all your cockles straight in there. Lovely job. And you don't have to cook this for long. It's just get it a good stir around. Just so all the flavours mix in, and then you're good to go. Get that in the bowl and I'll show you what I'm doing next. So what I've got here is some little taco boats, some lettuce and sweet chilli sauce. Got a new bottle today, it's happy days. So I just roast up these clams a bit more and we're going to get eating. Whew, beauty. I'm not going to be eating all of this today. There's quite a lot here, but nice to have a little late night snack. And got some fresh sweet chilli sauce. Right, and all we do, got a taco there. I need a spoon. I'm pretty sure they call these taco boats. All I'm going to do is just get a good dose of that in there with all the cockles, the onion, the mushrooms. You've got to be a bit generous with this stuff. Yum. And all I do, a bit of lettuce on top of there. I'm really looking forward to this as well. This looks amazing. There we go. And the good old sweet chilli sauce. You could put mayo with this or whatever you wanted to, really. And there you go. Big dose of sweet chilli sauce, and that's how they come out like. Let's give it a nice old taste test. Mmm. I take that back. I am going to eat all of these. That is absolutely delicious. What I forgot to say in the video is I actually put a few chili flakes in as well. Messy, but bloody hell is that good. Nice bit of spice there as well. Mmm. This is another one of those cooks. I'm going to have to do this for Sam. Sam would die if he ate this. Oh. I'm making a right mess of this table. That's that. See it in the middle there. What I'll do next time, I think, is put the lettuce on first, then the meat, if you want to call it that, and then the sauce on top. I reckon that's a better way because the lettuce tends to fall off a bit. But that is absolutely amazing. That's why I've gone a bit quiet. Mmm. That is next level, that. Wow. I'm gonna have another one in a minute. I'll leave the video there, guys. I don't want to leave you watching me tuck into this juicy meal and get absolutely covered in stuff. But if you want to try this out, this will work with all sorts, mussels, oysters, anything really, squid, you name it. You could even put fish with it. It's really simple to cook. It only took me, what, 10 minutes to cook all this? So really easy meal, and you can do a lot of it for a whole group of people as well, because these are pretty cheap. The bacon's cheap, and so is the mushrooms and onions. So all you got to do is find the seafood. So stay tuned for the next episode. If you want to check out if you want any merch, the link's in the description, guys. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. It's smash fishing, baby. Woo!